Hey guys, look at this cool birthday card I made. I'm heat embossed and did a new splatter technique. Here are the Fun Stamper's Journey color silks that I used, and I didn't really go over them too well, but here's the colors that I have, and in my description there is a link to the sparkle silk one, and then you can search for the collar silks. And the coach is a good friend of mine, and you'll be helping him out if you order through that link. So stay tuned. Thanks. Hey guys, welcome back. So we're going to work on a new card today, and it's going to be a birthday card for a friend. And so I just cut down some of my Canson's watercolor paper that you guys see me use in my past videos. And I'm going to use the smooth side of the watercolor paper. There is a difference. It's hard to pick up on the camera, but there is. So here's the dice that I'm going to use to cut. We're going to make a small card today. And we got our cuddle bug here. Get it ready. So as you guys know, I have my magnet plate and then your B plate. And since I really don't really care where this goes, I'm not going to tape this one down. So make sure it's all lined up. All the plates are. Okay. Just place that on top. And we'll run it through. Okay. Move that out of the way. And then I'm not even going to do inking the background on this one. But what I am going to do though is, so here's my card base. It's going to kind of go like this. And I've never used these before. These are called Scripty borders. I think I got this from Simon Says Stamps. And I really like this happy birthday one. Right there. So what we're going to try to do is, we're going to put it right here on the bottom. I really wish I could have got those curly cues, but oh well. So we're going to do that. And we're going to heat emboss. I've not really done that for a while, and I really love using heat emboss. So what I'm going to do, because I want to do something a little different for the background, and you guys will see what kind of I'm thinking up here. But I'm going to go ahead and tape this on down so I can get this right first, and then we can do this and stamp it, and we're going to heat emboss. So, okay, so we're going to get my ATG gun. I love this thing, and I say that every time. I didn't have it. I buy one of these for the longest time. I'm like, oh, why do you need that? You know, just glue it down or whatever. But this really does make a big difference, and the adhesive is so strong. It's just great for holding things really in place and saves you on glue. You don't have to worry about, glue going everywhere. That's why I like dry adhesive most of the time. So let's make sure we get this right. I did want it up a little bit taller so you have a little extra room here so we have room to stamp. So we're going to heat emboss. I got some opaque black. And of course your stamp buddy, which is your powder. And I'm going to finally get to use my Tim Holtz stamp press. I was so excited to get this. So it's on rubber, because we can read rubber. We just flip it around for the clear. See, now you can read clear. So let's get this positioned. I got it upside down. You always want to check things. Okay, let's pick it up. I like to turn my projects. And then let's ink it up here. And everybody knows that I love the Spellbinder celebrations. And it's a hybrid ink, so it's just perfect for anything and everything. And it dries so quick. And I get really good impressions with this. So I really can't complain. Now this is a new stamp, so we're going to try to put it on pretty heavy. I'll probably do a couple impressions, which is the reason why it's great to have the stamp press. Okay. Now, I actually messed up because we didn't do the embossing ink. I got too excited to get to use my stamp press. So, let's show you a way to fix that. The great thing about a stamp press is everything stays the same. You can stamp multiple times. And I've had people actually ask me, well, why do you really need a stamp press? But you don't really need it, but it's great for fixing your mistakes. So, let that dry a little bit. So I got my embossing ink here, which is clear. And let's do our stamp buddy. This stuff just is amazing because it helps keep stuff from sticking in places you don't want to stick at. And don't want to move your project since we got to try to get in those perfect black lines there. So this is the first time I've actually ever made this mistake, so let's see if it turns out. Okay, so let's ink this up, excuse me. I want it pretty thick on there too, so you get a good amount of embossing ink on our project. So everything should line up perfectly. And the good thing about embossing ink, you do have a good 5 to 6 minutes, so there's no big rush. So we get some paper here. And actually, I'm going to, just for my own sake, I'm going to get a little bit more. One more impression. Just going to make sure we do get a good amount on there. Okay. So, now here's our black. Just lightly tap. You don't want to do too much and knock too much off. But there we go. I'm really happy with that. So now, once you get the embossing powder on, then you can really, as long as you don't touch it or bump it, you can let it set and for as long as you need it to. No more rush. And put this up. So now my heat tool, I bought a new one. I used to have the Darcy. When it did fine, don't get me wrong. I just wanted something that got a little hotter quicker, so it didn't maybe buckle the paper so much. And this Wagner has been amazing. I got this at Walmart.com, I believe. It's like 20 bucks or less. So it heats up very quickly. And then you'll watch the heat emboss powder change. And see, it really does not really wrinkle the paper much at all. That's why I really like this Wagner heat embossing tool. So there's our embossing on the bottom. This is a stamp set I think I got from the Greetings Farm. And we're going to use this little girl here. Put her right here in the middle. And get our stamp press back out. and it's still clear. So we're going to go this angle now. Now we'll make sure everything looks good. Okay, now we can use my black ink that I was so eager to use. I like showing you guys, you know, normally I would cut mistakes out, but once in a while I keep them in there just so you can see how to fix, or how I fix them. And embossing did a great job. And now see, she is okay, but didn't get real good here in the middle. So the reason why I really love it, and she was a new stamp also. I have so many new stamps that I haven't even used yet. Perfect. Now let's go a little more right there in the middle by her scarf. Okay. Okay, guys, before we move on though to coloring, I do want to show you guys, we're going to have to mask this little girl off. So my favorite thing to use is the stamping masking paper by Inkadnikadu. That's how you say it. So I buy this actually on Walmart.com, also a really good price for this stuff. So I'll try to find links for everything, either on Amazon or Walmart, and I'll definitely have it in my description. So you always want to ink on the white side, not the blue, or stamp, sorry. And just stick it anywhere. And make sure, yeah, we'll move this over a little bit more. So I do try to conserve as much of this as possible, because it is pretty cheap, but I don't like to be wasteful. So move her to closest to the edge here. And this stuff does, like, it's pretty thin, so. And then just get real quick ink. You don't have to have a good impression. Just enough to where you know where to cut around. Because I don't have the coordinating dies for this little girl, so we're going to do what we call fussy cutting. I'm not great at it, but it's the only option we have, really. So that's good enough for me. Like I said, don't want to be perfect lines, for as long as I know where to cut along. Because the background we're going to do like a splatter effect, and I got some new collars from Fun Stamper's Journey. And check out the link to find out how to buy those. You'll be supporting one of my good friends. He is a coach for them. But I love their stuff. I know, more products to buy. That's what I thought too. I'm like, great. I'm never going to get ahead. So now we will move to go ahead and color her in. We'll cut all this stuff out here in a moment. And I'll be using my cheap alcohol markers. Here's my swatch that I made. And so I kind of know how they'll dry and what they look like. So I'm going to pick out the colors, and then I'll start coloring her, and I'll speed it up for you guys so you don't have to sit there and watch. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I think she turned out pretty good. So I just love this embossing. I really love using embossing powders. It's hard to beat that feeling and look of dimension. So now what we're going to do is cut out the masking paper here real quick. So now, I'll always keep this too because I'll reuse these until they stop sticking. So now I have, I'm not sure what colors I'm going to use yet, but here's what I'm talking about. These are called color silks, and I just love these. So we'll start with the orange first, and you see here's a line. That's all the sparkle stuff. You need to mix it up real good. Try to mix them all. I don't have my craft mat out here, but I'm just going to do it this way. But this stuff does get everywhere, so you definitely want to have some kind of a something about protecting your surface. So just pick up a lot, and I just like to flick it. Since we're doing 3 colors, that's going to be plenty for me for that one. And see how it gets. So it's good to have some baby wipes, whatever it is you use, to clean everything off. Okay, so let's finish this up. So let's do the big reveal. It's good and dry now. And there you go. Did get a little bit on our hair, but that's okay. So now we will work on, I'm going to try to tie everything together. I'm going to use this little heart. And here's the hug. Just trying to make a little more on this front. Here it seems a little plain Jane. So I'm going to use one of my hand acrylic blocks here just to do the hearts. Because I really don't care if they're really good impressions. So alright, so now let's work on this inside. And the inside thing, I'm going to, since I have the embossing tool and everything still out, I'm going to try to emboss the inside sentiment here. I also have some big magnets here too. Put one right there. And now since I'm going to be using the foam with red rubber stamps, I need to turn my plate. And I think we're just going to do, let's do the eat more. Okay, I know I use this one a lot, but especially for who this is going to be for, she'll really appreciate that. I can move up just a little bit, not dead center, because I like to be able to, you know, do my signature, and if I wanted to put a little saying or a little note in there. So does that look pretty even? Yep. Let's pick it up. And now, just to make sure we don't get any embossing powder anywhere else, the more we want it. Get kind of thick there, and we'll do a double stamping. Just so we know we get enough, because this is pretty thick writing. So make sure we get enough on there to cover it and not have any big splotch areas. Alright, looks like we covered it good. Okay. Pull it out here. Get our paper ready. Okay. I like to give it a little shake. And turn out really well. It's the first time I really have done an embossing on a thicker font like that. So, a few little areas we need to clean up here. Now see how that one did warp because this is really a thin cardstock. But I'm going to show you kind of how to get some of that warping out. I won't get rid of all of it, but it does help to get most of it out. Is flip your project over and hit it from the opposite side. And it does kind of help flatten it out the other way. And then what I like to do is do this. Kind of fold it back and forth a little bit while it's still a little warm. And there we go. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than what it was. So here's the finished product. Eat more cake. In the back, I always put a little stamp there on the back. And so people know it's handmade, which most people should know, but not everybody. So you guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the big thumbs up. That lets YouTube know you liked my video, and it tells them to share it across YouTube land. Also to you guys, if you guys haven't done it already, please hit the big red subscribe button. Next to that button is a little bell. If you hit that, that'll give you notifications for every video that I post. Also, I want to remind you guys to not to forget to check out my description. I have a lot of fun links to my social media and to a couple people that I would like to help support. And also too, I will try to find supplies for most of the things I used here, and it'll also be there in the very bottom. And as always, you guys, thanks for watching and for your viewership. And I'm glad I can bring you my tips and tricks and show you guys how I create things to help you on your creative journey. Have a good day, you guys. Bye.